What's up, my Read for the Culture friends and family? Thanks for joining me for another episode of Read for the Culture Read Alouds. This story time is about when a little girl has doubts about the color of her skin, and her mother helps her to realize how wonderfully beautiful she really is. But before we get started, at Read for the Culture, we celebrate, appreciate, and patronize our authors and illustrators by adding their stories to our at-home libraries. So, if you need your own copy, please visit the description box and click on the link to get your own. Now, let's get reading. Brown Sugar Babe by Charlotte Watson Sherman, illustrated by Akem. When you were born, it was dark behind your sleeping eyes, blackish reddish brown, before the grand surprise, when you blinked and beheld a world of color. "I'm pink," you declared, once you grew a tad older. "Pink," you whispered, then shouted much bolder. "You're brown like me," I said, raising your hands to the sun. "Beautiful, precious brown, my little one." "I don't want to be brown," said little brown you. "Brown isn't sunny or yummy or cute." "Brown," I said, bubbling brown sugar babe, honeyed and bright as marmalade. Your brown eyes are chocolate drops, brown sugar babe. Your hair a crown of brown curls, fierce as a lion's mane. Look at those brown legs, sturdy funnels of stone. Your brown arms, wiry and strong as knucklebone. Stick around, brown sugar babe. Brown is silent, a raisin crinkling in the sun, tree rings that tell time ever since year one, a sand dollar glinting on the beach in winter, clay turning to mud after a cloudburst of rain splinters. Our brown hands clasped tight when a zigzag of lightning strikes. Brown is loud, the bassy grumble of ocean waves, rumbling roar of blustery wind, the crunch of peanuts between our teeth, the squeal of a violin. Brown is a desert where copperheads stun. Brown is a plum spurting sweetness on our tongues. Brown is dusk before day turns to twilight. Brown is feet marching for human rights. Brown is a tutu and ballet slippers poised to take flight. Brown is an after bedtime story, kiss goodnight. Our world is a feast of color, pink, black, yellow, blue, green, and red. And brown has its own special flavor, like yams, jam, morels, toast, and gingerbread. Brown tastes like pancakes and syrup, and caramel and spice, cider and biscotti, tortillas and tea-flavored ice. Brown is soft as rabbit's foot fur. Brown is prickly as Percupid's whiskers. Brown smells like pine cones and mulberry bush, wood chips, coffee beans, and purple asparagus. Been toe tapping, singing, and dancing, of course. Brown is quicksilver, brilliant, a fast-moving storm. Brown is old as the first star before even the earth was born. Brown lasts forever, like the roots of this tree called life, and our love branches reaching towards the heavens above. Now, why is there anything else you'd rather be besides brown, sugar babe? I said. Brown like me. Author's note. I love being brown and wanted to write a poem to highlight the splendor of this underestimated color for young boys and girls so they too will love the skin they're in. When I first heard a beautiful, radiant, brown-skinned child say, "I'm pink," I wondered if she just liked that color pink, or even if the new millennium brown-skinned children still disbelieve the beauty of their skin. Then I read that the color brown was the least favorite color of Americans. How could that be? The world is chock full of so much glorious brown. When the brown-skinned 2-year-old declared, "I'm pink," I recalled the doll test conducted as a part of the NAACP-led case, Brown versus the Board of Education. That lawsuit helped the Supreme Court end school segregation in the United States. In the 1940s, Black children could not attend school with white children in many parts of the United States. Psychologists Kenneth and Mamie Clark conducted experiments known as the doll test to study the psychological effects of segregation on African American children. The doctors used 4 dolls, identical except for color, to test racial perceptions. Their subjects, children between the ages of 3 and 7, were asked to identify both the race of the dolls and which color doll they preferred. The children were asked which doll was pretty and nice and which was bad. The majority of girls and boys preferred the white dolls, saying that they were the nice, pretty ones, and the black dolls were bad. By the time Brown v. Board of Education appeared before the Supreme Court in 1954, the Clarks had collected years' worth of data that led them to conclude prejudice, discrimination, and segregation created a feeling of inferiority among African American children and damaged their self-esteem. In 2006, 17-year-old New York high school student Curry Davis made a film entitled A Girl Like Me and recreated the famous 1940 experiment. Miss Davis wanted to test how far we've come in developing positive self-image and self-esteem among brown-skinned children. Miss Davis asked the children, "Why do you think this doll is the nice one?" "Because she's white," the children responded. "Why do you think this doll is the bad one?" "Because she's black," the children said. She discovered that we haven't really progressed much or at all since the 1940s and 1950s. However, brown-skinned children with positive brown-skinned role models didn't reject black dolls. One solution for the issue of low self-esteem among brown-skinned children is to make sure they develop a pro-black identity to protect against the harmful effects of prejudice, discrimination, and segregation. My prayer is that Brown Sugar Babe will help brown-skinned children love the skin they're in. Well, my Read for the Culture friends and family, I certainly hope you enjoyed that story just as much as I did. Please go ahead and show the channel some love by hitting the like and subscribe button and leave a comment too. What did you feel about the story? And what was your favorite part? And what would you like me to read next? At Read for the Culture, we enjoy reading inspiring, uplifting, multicultural stories for the entire family to enjoy. So please come back again to enjoy another Read Aloud episode.